everybody gets to pick their own music today. At least I think all of us picked our own music. Our next speaker, another proud member of the Women's Defense League, another competent firearms owner and a straight shooter, another state representative. Jeanine Notter, serving her 5th term in the New Hampshire House of Representatives. She's also the Deputy Republican floor leader. She's the co-host of Chatting with Jeannie on Merrimack TV and the co-host of Who's Looking After Me in Londonderry. She's the immediate past state president of the New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women and is currently the club president of the Nashua Area Federated Republican Women. Always keeping busy, this mother of six runs an average of 30 miles a week and has 12 marathons and 13 half marathons under her belt. And that doesn't include the marathons that she spends in the State House listening to the stuff that goes on. She's an avid Second Amendment supporter and a good conservative in every sense of the word, and she's blonde. Welcome, Jeanine Notter, my friend.
I need more cowbell. 10 points for Gryffindor, you got it. And are you getting a good shot up there hiding between the pillars? Got a lefty up there. He's been taking pictures of us for 9 years.
Oh, hey, Tim. How you doing? How's your mom?
When Susan asked me to speak today, I asked her what she wanted me to say, and she said, "Speak from your heart. You'll know what to say." Of course, I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to reach the microphone, but I'm glad I can.
Just get closer to it.
Okay. Well, everyone who knows me knows what's in my heart. I love babies. Every single baby I see, I want to keep. Where'd that little one go? She was right there. I had my eye on her. I also love to read, and I read a lot of history. My passion for history started with my love for babies, and that led to a lifelong conviction to always stand up for the Second Amendment. Now, that may sound a bit blonde, but I'm going to connect the dots for you. When I was growing up, I spent a lot of weekends and summers with my oldest brother and his family. They had a pool. And they also had babies for me to love up to my heart's content. My brother Lee had a lot of books on the Wild West and World War II. I thumbed through those a lot. Our dad was in Patton's Third Army, so sometimes we talked about that. Lee taught me about the Lewis and Clark expedition, and we delved into religion occasionally. My chats with Nancy, my sister-in-law, encompassed a wider range of topics, but what I remember most is what she told me about the Holocaust. It's funny, but the scent of ivory soap, to wash the dishes, always takes me back to 1980 and the conversations I had with Nancy while she washed the dishes. I was a kid, but I was smart, and she knew I could handle hearing the terrible truth about what happened to those poor people in Europe during the reign of the Nazis. She told me about the gas chambers and how the people would pile up on each other to try to claw their way out, leaving marks on the walls. Then I started watching documentaries on the Holocaust. One scene that haunted my thoughts while I was trying to sleep was someone's attempt to quiet a crying baby. He clamped his hand down so hard on that baby's little mouth that he suffocated and died. I was so upset by that. Why didn't you shoot back? I wondered. Why didn't any of them shoot back? Well, they couldn't because they had their guns taken away. I've read a countless number of books on the Holocaust and on the starvation of the Ukraine, the French Revolution, the Bolshevik Revolution, the execution of the Romanovs, the rise of the Soviet Union. Where there were no firearms for the people to defend themselves, tyranny reigned. Except for King Charlemagne, he didn't have firearms, but he conquered barbarians and kings alike with the sword and the cross. But I guess a gun rally isn't really the right venue to talk about the Holy Roman Empire. I've read a lot of books on American history as well, from the Founding Fathers to Vietnam. I was just a toddler when my brother went to Vietnam, so I don't ever remember him living at home. And he married Nancy when I was 5, so I don't ever remember a time when she wasn't my sister-in-law. We live on opposite sides of the continent now, so I rarely get to see them, but I'll always cherish the memory of the talks we had about history. It helped to shape who I am today and inspired me to fight the good fight to uphold and defend the law of our land that our founding fathers gave us, and that includes the right to bear arms. I'm serving my 5th term in the New Hampshire House of Representatives, and never before have I seen so many insidious bills to strip us of our rights. Those who forget the past are condemned to repeat it. It's a terrible thing that so many Americans have become so dumbed down that they think it's a good idea to take guns away from law-abiding citizens. Do we want to see history repeated and become victims of tyranny? Or do we want to embrace our roots and fight back like our forefathers did when they fought against King George and sent the British troops back across the pond? Babies do my heart good because their innocence and cuteness make me forget the problems in the world today. They're a nice little distraction for me. Representative Al Baldessaro and I are the floor leaders. They used to call us whips. I wanted him to come stand with me. When we come to Concord now, we have to face a full day of socialism. And it's not just the gun-grabbing bills. We're talking millions of dollars in taxes and fees. It's craziness. In fact, I lamented to the governor. I said, "The inmates are running the asylum." To which he replied, "It's okay, the warden has a lot of red pens." The campaign for 2020 has already started. I hope you'll help us take back the government before the insanity reaches the point of no return. I want to thank the Women's Defense League for all they do, and I want to thank you for coming here today. And what's that broad's name? No. Shannon Watts? Got some more pearls, honey. God bless.
Grok TV.